Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining the river. In the river, all the guys that are in your boat are what you have to choose from. So you're starting the game with 4 actions. Each guy can come up and stand on one of the spots and take the action that's connected to that spot, as with any worker placement game. He'll stay on there until all of the guys have been put out onto their spots, and then you'll take them all back. The beauty of this game is in the personal board. You'll notice that there's a river that comes down. That one, and that one say that whenever you go to the bricks, the wood, or the stone, you'll be able to collect only one of those things. However, if I have that on my board and I go to the stone, I will be able to collect 3 stone. So he might do that as his first action. He can collect 3 stone because there are 3 circled stone there. Now he has to store those stone. Notice he's now taken up 3 of those storing spaces. So it's really important that you have storage for everything that you're collecting. There are 3 left, but eventually there won't be. As a general rule, all of these spaces are open to start with. One player can go there twice, the other player can go there twice. So you're limited on the number of spaces you can add onto your board. When you cover up that space, for example, I now have no ability to get brick. I can get 3 wood, I can get 3 stone, but I can't get brick. What the rules say at the very beginning of your turn, before you place one of your guys to take an action, is you can trade in 3 of anything. So I might go, oh, I've got 3 stone, or I've got 3 wood. Or you may go, look, I don't need 2 of the wood, I only need 1 of the wood, and I need 2 of the stone. So I'll trade in these 3 items to take a turkey. The turkey acts as a wild, so having a turkey is the same as having one of any of the 3 items. If you wish to do that, or you're taking the turkey spot, so it goes there, as many guys as want to can go here. If there's no turkeys left because all of the turkeys up there have been taken, you may choose to take one of the other good types, but only one of them. If I go here, I'll be able to select one of these 2 spots, and now I can take the second one. You'll notice there's different colours. This is set up as a 2-player game, by the way. If it's a 4-player game, which is on the other side, or a 3-player game, there is an actual specific colour for the player. So you get to basically use this area twice, which is taking a tile and putting it down on the next available one, following the river around. If you place one of your meeples there, that allows you to take one of the 3 cards that's showing. So you might say, oh, I think that would be a really good one to take. And he puts that down face down. So what this is reserving that for him to be able to build later. How do we build a card? We go here. When you're there, you're either building one of the available cards up the top, and that card gets replaced at the end of the player's turn, or he can build this one for a discount of 1 item. So for this one to be built, he would need 2 wood and 2 stone. He has 1 wood and 2 stone. So he can take a discount of 1 wood, spend all those items, notice they go back onto the board. So when things run out, they're not run out forever. He then takes the top one of these. So this is worth 6 points at the end of the game. This card itself is worth 3. Notice that each one of these gets less as the game goes on, or as more of these have been taken. That then goes there, that then goes there. So we've got closed off points. We have no idea, at some point you'll have no idea what's happening with the points or where we're up to. You're allowed to look at your own to double check, but obviously you don't know the information on the second person. When the second one of those is taken, you'll notice there's a meeple lying down. He goes into the boat, put a thing down there, he goes into the boat and it's suddenly available. Now the problem is, once these have been taken, you notice this one has a cross meeple on it. So at the end of that round, one of the meeples that you've previously taken will go and lie down there because he's deciding to settle. So notice there's one there, there's one here, and then there's another 2 at the end. Which means if you fill your entire board, you have only 1 meeple left, but you've filled the board, so you know it's you're probably going to finish the game with 2 meeples if you cover them up. You could not take this action anymore and just work with 4, but it may not be necessarily the right way to go. The other things that are available to you is the boat. The boat allows you to be the first player next turn. If no one takes the boat, so therefore becoming the first player for next turn, the same first player stays and we stay in the same order. And this one allows you to move these around. Why would you like to move them around? So I'll flip these over just for the moment so we can see what they are. The reason we would like to move them around is at the end of the game, if I have a column that has 2 of the same color in it or 2 of the same terrain type in it, which these are, they're both desert, that's going to get me 2 more points. I may find that by placement, that's what it looks like. So what I could do is trade these 2 to basically turn that into 2 points rather than just the 1. I do that by going there. There's ability for 2 people to do that, or for the same person to do it twice through the game. If you can get all 3 of the same terrain type, you're looking at 6 points. So it's a worthwhile thing to do, but it may not come up much if you're just playing the top half of the board, not wanting to give up any meeples. The game will continue until one of the 2 end conditions is met. Those 2 conditions are: someone has claimed all of the spots coming down the board, and this is set on the 3 or 4 player side, so there's 5 potential spots. On the 2 player side, there are only 4 potential spots. Once someone's claimed all 4 of the spots or all 5 of the spots on a 3 to 4 player game, that's the end of the game. Or once someone has managed to put in a tile onto every spot, including this last one, that will also cause the end of the game. You will get 1 point for every 3 resources of any type that you still have on your board. You'll obviously get the points, so 2 points for 2 of the same type, or 6 points for 3 of the same type of terrain. You'll also get the points on these cards that you've collected and the points on these tokens that you've also collected. Add all of that up and that is the game. Whoever has the most points wins. There is nothing to split a tie, so if you're tied, you both win. The only other thing to be aware of is tokens like this. That's basically saying that for every one of that terrain type that you have on your board at the end of the game, it's worth 1 point. These ones are saying at the end of the turn, so when you refill your boat, by taking everything off the board and coming out to the boat, you would get 1 brick at the end of each turn. It's also worth another 2 points at the end of the game for having that. The rest of the cards are relatively self-explanatory. There is a thing on the back of the rules that has a listing of what each of those extra tiles means, and it's worth explaining them as they come up. There's probably too many for me to run through them all, but that's the basics of it. Look, if you've got any games that you would like to be Gamesplaned, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.